Penn State and Boise State facing off in the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Eve. We simulated this one on EA College Football 25. The Nittany Lions won for what it's worth, but I think Penn State would say absolutely nothing. So let's welcome in Smoke Dixon with some Boise State coverage. And we have Tyler Donahue from Lions 24/7, Ashton Jeanty. Stopping him, of course, is the game plan for every team they've faced this season, and yet he has run for nearly 2,500 yards. Much easier said than done. So, Smoke, how will he and this Broncos offense keep up pace against a really good Penn State D?
Well, you just got to keep doing what you've been doing. Grind it out. This is a grind-out game, but the thing that Dirk Cutter needs to do is add a little bit more spice. Find ways to get Ashton Jeanty one-on-one opportunities in the screen game, on checkdowns, and locate Abdul Carter on obvious passing down so he does not wreck the football game.
There's no question who the top target, who the top priority is for this Penn State defense. It's Ashton Jeanty. That's no surprise. And obviously they're coming off a game against SMU in which they largely neutralized a dangerous backfield, starting with Kevin Jennings. They were comparing him to Lamar Jackson leading up to that game. He didn't do much on the ground. And so I think the key is here, you're riding a high defensively, Abdul Carter off the edge. This linebacker group is actually coming off what I would call its best game through 14 total matchups in 2014. So can you carry that against this enormous test? Not only are you trying to keep Jeanty away from the all-time single-season record, but you're trying to keep Boise State looking for new options as the game gets later. If you have the lead here and they can't get Jeanty rolling the way they want to, that takes them out of their comfort zone. It sets up some opportunities to capitalize on mistakes for this Nittany Lions defense.
You saw Penn State do quite a bit. Having some pick sixes helps as well. On the other side, though, Penn State, they have also leaned heavily on its run game, the duo between Katron Allen and Nick Singleton. So, Tyler, what's the key to success on offense against Boise State?
It was nice to be able to do that on a 20-degree, windy day in Beaver Stadium. It didn't have to land on Drew Aller's arm. And this has been the story of late in the postseason, particularly for Penn State. These two both went for 100-plus yards on the ground against Oregon in the Big Ten championship game, really gave them new life, new energy in that matchup. And they picked it up by averaging 6-plus yards per pop against SMU last Saturday. So if they can keep that going, you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They lost a starting right tackle. They had Wisconsin transfer Nolan Rucci stepped up to that, and he's really flourished there. They're run blocking very well. And if that continues against Boise State, I think that's opened things up for them on the perimeter, opens things up downfield for Drew Aller to take some shots. It's not going to be 20 degrees and cold and nasty. It's going to be a beautiful dome situation, air-conditioned situation. So maybe you can let it rip a little bit more, but it starts to me by finding that balance from these two running backs.
Oh, it's real simple. Load the box. Put 8, 9, 10 if you have to put them in there to make sure that Allen and Nicholson does not change the game. And what else you need to do? You need to find Tyler Warren. Wherever Tyler Warren goes, that's where the football is going, in run and in the pass game. And once you load the box, what you need to do is now say, Drew, you need to win the game on your shoulders. We've seen Andy Kolnecki press the issue at times once they don't get that running game going. And we all know what happens when pressure applies to Penn State. They usually fold. So just get the game to the fourth quarter and see what happens.
Thank you both. You can check out Lions 24/7 for all things Penn State all year long.